18 miles. That is all that separates the Arabian Peninsula from the Horn of Africa. This is the Bab el-Mandeb, the Gate of Tears. In 2026, it is the most dangerous stretch of water on Earth. But for 3,000 years, this tiny bottleneck has been the graveyard of empires. Why does a group in sandals with drones now hold the world's economy hostage? To understand the 2026 crisis, we have to roam back to the spice trade of the ancients. For millennia, this strait has been the lifeline connecting east and west. It's a narrow passage, treacherous and vital, where fortunes were made and empires clashed. Today, the stakes are higher than ever, with modern technology meeting ancient conflict. The world watches as this small gate dictates the flow of $1 trillion in global trade. The story of the Bab el-Mandeb is the story of our interconnected world, its vulnerabilities, and its enduring struggles. Let's dig in. Before the Suez Canal, the Red Sea was the only way for Roman gold to reach Indian silk and spices. Imagine the scene: bustling ports, ships laden with exotic goods, and the constant threat of piracy and war. This wasn't a peaceful trade route, it was a contested choke point. The Aksumite Empire, based in what is now Ethiopia and Eritrea, and the Himyarite Kingdom in modern-day Yemen fought bloody naval wars here 1,500 years ago for the exact same reason we are today: control. Whoever controlled this gate controlled immense wealth and influence. They levied taxes, protected their own merchants, and preyed on their rivals. We can see evidence of this in incredible historical documents like the Periplus of the Erythraean Sea. This was an ancient Roman sailor's guide, a kind of first-century Lonely Planet for merchants. It detailed ports, trade goods, and dangers. And even then, 2,000 years ago, sailors whispered about the Gate of Tears because of the jagged rocks and the fierce pirates who waited in the shadows. The name wasn't just poetic, it was a warning. The risks were immense, but the rewards were even greater. This ancient struggle for the Red Sea set the stage for centuries of conflict, a cycle of dominance and resistance that echoes into our own time. The players change, the ships evolve, but the strategic importance of this water passage remains exactly the same. The ghosts of Aksum and Himyar still haunt these waters. Fast forward to today. The spice is now oil and microchips. The wooden dhows have been replaced by colossal container ships, some stretching over a quarter-mile long, carrying the lifeblood of our modern economy. But the geography hasn't changed. By early 2026, the situation has escalated into a full-blown crisis. Over 12% of all global trade has been forced to take the long, expensive way around Africa, a detour of thousands of miles. This adds an average of $1 million in fuel costs alone for every single ship, not to mention weeks of delays. Insurance premiums have skyrocketed, and supply chains are in chaos. So, how did we get here? The answer lies in a strategy called asymmetric warfare. The Houthis, operating from the coast of Yemen, have effectively weaponized low-cost technology. They're using drones that might cost only $2,000 to build, launching them against naval destroyers that cost upwards of $2 billion. It's a David versus Goliath scenario playing out on the open sea. These small, agile drones can be launched in swarms, overwhelming the sophisticated air defense systems of modern warships. For every multi-million-dollar missile a destroyer fires to intercept a cheap drone, the Houthis can launch hundreds more. This strategy has fundamentally changed the rules of naval engagement. It proves you don't need a massive fleet to disrupt global trade. You just need a strategic location and the ingenuity to exploit your opponent's weaknesses. The image of a Roman galley facing pirates is now replaced by a modern drone carrier facing a swarm of unmanned aerial vehicles. The technology is different, but the goal is the same: to control the gate. This isn't just about Yemen, or drones, or shipping costs. To truly understand the 2026 crisis, we have to look at the ghost of colonialism that looms over this region. This is about the relics of the British Empire. In 1839, Britain seized the port of Aden, right at the mouth of the Red Sea. Why? To secure the route to India, the crown jewel of its empire. They established a coaling station for their steamships and turned Aden into a fortress, a lock on the Gate of Tears. For nearly 150 years, the Royal Navy policed this strait, ensuring safe passage for British commerce. The West has tried, and often failed, to play this role of policeman for the last 200 years. After the British left, other powers stepped in, trying to maintain stability for the sake of global trade. But the history of this region is a history of resistance to outside control. Every time an empire, whether it's ancient Rome, the Ottomans, the British, or modern-day coalitions, tries to lock the Gate of Tears, the gate bites back. Local powers, tribes, and nations have always resented foreign warships dictating who can and cannot pass. The current conflict is, in many ways, just the latest chapter in this long saga. It's a powerful reminder that historical grievances and the memory of imperial domination have very long shadows, influencing politics and conflict centuries later. The crisis of 2026 has shown us that our high-tech, interconnected world is surprisingly fragile. We have satellites that can see a coin from space and ships the size of skyscrapers, yet a few miles of water can bring the global economy to a halt. The Bab el-Mandeb, the Gate of Tears, earned its name in the ancient world from the sorrows of sailors who faced its treacherous currents and pirates. And in 2026, it is living up to that name once again, causing tears not just for sailors, but for corporations, consumers, and governments around the globe. This narrow strait is more than just a shipping lane. It's a fragile vein through which the lifeblood of our civilization flows. When that vein is squeezed, the entire system feels the pain. It's a stark lesson in geopolitical reality. No matter how advanced we become, we are still bound by geography and by the ancient human conflicts over resources and control. The Gate of Tears reminds us that the past is never really past. It's always here, shaping our present and our future. Is the era of safe seas over? Or is this just another cycle in the 3,000-year war for the Red Sea? Subscribe to Roam and Relic, and let's keep digging. Thanks for watching.